Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside that weather window from this afternoon. And boy, what a beautiful, beautiful late August day it was today. The air was cool. And man, if you were in the shade today, it was almost perfect out there with light winds, some sunshine, a few clouds, but not many, and just a beautiful summer day as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights. And forecast for the rest of the week looks pretty nice. Tomorrow, another nice one, probably the warmest day of our work week. We could get into the mid 80s on Wednesday. A bit of wind for Thursday as a weak storm system moves by, maybe even some isolated showers and then some leftover wind and cool temperatures with highs around 80 as we get into Friday. And we'll have much more weather for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The incident management team on the 25-mile fire off South Lake Chelan said heat from the fire Monday created its own weather system that caused scattered showers around the perimeter of that fire. Public Lands Commissioner Hilary Franz wants all wildland firefighters to receive a COVID-19 vaccination. And Eastern Washington's congressmembers want federal land authorities to visit the fire lines where the region's 14 major blazes are being fought. But first, our top story tonight, a Mattawa man now faces a first-degree murder charge in the shooting death last Thursday of his neighbor. 56-year-old Juan Manuel Silva Murillo is being held in the Grant County Jail on $5 million bail. Originally, he was arrested on suspicion of second-degree murder, but the sheriff's office said Monday that after viewing surveillance footage, the charge was elevated. The footage allegedly shows Silva climbing a pasture fence onto the property of 54-year-old Antonio Quintera Malagon, who was spraying weeds in the pasture. The sheriff's office said Silva is shown firing a gun at Malagon, then continuing to fire the gun at least 17 times as he stood over the man, reloading as many as 3 times before walking away. The sheriff's office said the two men had an ongoing disagreement over property and cattle. The incident management team on the 25-mile fire off South Lake Chelan said heat from the fire yesterday created its own weather system that caused scattered showers around the perimeter of that fire. The unexpected showers did delay some burns that had been planned, but crews were able to complete a containment line and reinforce several others. The fire has shown little growth for several days now and has burned a total of 10,800 acres, but is still only 8% contained. A wide area of level 3 evacuation notices remain in place near that fire. In other news, Public Lands Commissioner Hilary Franz wants all wildland firefighters to receive a COVID-19 vaccination and vaccines to be available at all fire camps on federal land. Last week, a federal firefighting crew on its way to the Muckamuck fire in Okanagan County was forced to turn back when its members contracted the coronavirus. Franz says it's not the first time this has happened, and it sidelines valuable resources while fires rage on. France has already required full vaccination for all firefighters and other employees with the Department of Natural Resources. She says it's time for the U.S. Department of the Interior and the U.S. Forest Service to take the same step. Eastern Washington's Congress members want federal land authorities to visit the fire lines where the region's 14 major blazes are being fought. Representatives Dan Newhouse and Kim Schreier of Central Washington, plus Kathy McMorris Rogers of Spokane, sent a letter yesterday to Interior Secretary Deb Haaland and Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack. It's a formal request for those members of President Joe Biden's cabinet to meet with local authorities and learn about the challenges posed by wildfire. This summer alone, ongoing fires have scorched thousands of acres, forced evacuations of entire towns, and damaged grazing land and vulnerable species habitat in Washington. The Cub Creek 2 fire north of Twisp and Winthrop has burned more than 70,000 acres, while the Cedar Creek fire to the south has burned 55,000 acres. Coming up next, authorities accuse an East Wenatchee woman of draining thousands from the account of a vulnerable senior victim. The 3 state legislators for Washington's 13th district have come out against Governor Jay Inslee's requirement that school and government workers be vaccinated against COVID-19. And when smoke from 2 nearby fires was choking Winthrop and Twisp, a company almost 2,000 miles away in Chicago took notice. We'll tell you what they did coming up. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Dr. Divis is proud to announce that Dr. Taylor Pedigo has joined the Wenatchee Dental Arts team. After much research, Dr. Pedigo chose Wenatchee Dental Arts as the place to practice and Wenatchee as the place to live. Dr. Pedigo is an honors graduate of the UCLA School of Dentistry and has made our valley his home. Wenatchee Dental Arts offers complete comprehensive dentistry from routine teeth cleaning to sedation dentistry. Wenatchee Dental Arts now offering 2 dentists to serve all your dental needs. Call for your appointment today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Welcome back. And in other news, authorities accuse an East Wenatchee woman of draining thousands from the account of a vulnerable senior victim. 25-year-old Sierra Antonelli is charged with second-degree theft from a vulnerable adult. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say starting in 2019, Antonelli used Venmo to withdraw almost $5,000 from the bank account of a 94-year-old woman in her care. The victim had no access to electronic devices and no way to use the Venmo app. Antonelli was charged by summons. She's due to appear in Douglas County Court on September 7th. The 3 state legislators for Washington's 13th district have come out against Governor Jay Inslee's requirement that school and government workers be vaccinated against COVID-19. Representatives Tom Dent and Alex Ybarra and Senator Judy Warnick signed an open letter to the governor last week arguing against both mandatory vaccines and masks. They also say the state of emergency put in place as the pandemic took hold in March of 2020 needs to be lifted and control of health measures returned to local cities, counties, and schools. The 13th district includes Grant, Kittitas, and Lincoln counties. Well, when smoke from 2 nearby wildfires was choking Winthrop and Twisp, a company almost 2,000 miles away in Chicago took notice. Instant Brand shipped $600,000 worth of free air purifiers and filters to Winthrop last week. On Wednesday and Thursday, the 2,000 air purifiers and 2,000 filters were distributed to emergency responders, businesses, and residents of the Methow Valley. Vehicles were lined up for more than a mile at the Winthrop distribution site. Since July 18th, the area has had 17 days in which air quality reached hazard levels. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbiss here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today. 509-663-7900.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Link Transit has greatly expanded its fleet of electric buses, and at the same time, they've expanded the availability of chargers for private electric vehicles. In tonight's features story, NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins tells us more.
Link Transit has been experimenting with electric transport since 2014, but this year the public transit system thinks it's gotten the formula just right. 12 all-electric buses now operating in its fleet, and 9 more on order, each with a range of up to 350 miles. The advancement was celebrated with a ribbon cutting and luncheon last week. In this latest round of fleet upgrades, Link began acquiring electric vehicles from manufacturer BYD Electric in early 2018. High-speed wireless charging technology from Momentum Dynamics is what makes the vehicles fully efficient.
If you look at the edge, right, what you're looking at is in each one of those round circles are 2,400 tiny little copper wires. They are bundled together like a rope, and that's called blitz wire. Each copper wire, by the way, is coated with enamel, so it's insulated from the one that it's touching next to it. So they're insulated, tiny fibers of copper, and the reason that it's done that way is to communicate high-frequency alternating current. When you plug something into an outlet, which you all do, you're getting 60 cycles per second of electricity, alternating current. It changes from positive to negative to 60 times per second. This is designed for 85,000 times per second. And that is how you get efficient wireless power.
Each vehicle costs up to $850,000, but Link manager Richard Dirac foresees nothing but electric buses serving the Wenatchee Valley in the near future. In large part, the cost is financed by major state and federal infrastructure grants, which view electric transport as crucial to climate action and recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Senate passed its larger bipartisan infrastructure package, which I am very excited about, because there's a lot of really important transformational stuff in there, like $15 billion for electric vehicles and charging infrastructure, $110 billion for roads, bridges, and other projects, kind of the basic infrastructure needs, $25 billion for airports, $39 billion for public transit.
The buildup in Link's transport network has also had some nice side effects for commuters. The transit system has installed 19 electric car chargers at its park and ride facilities in Wenatchee, Leavenworth, Cashmere, and Etihad. Dirac says that's effectively doubled the number of public car chargers available in Chelan County. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Time now to take a look at our beautiful north central Washington weather forecast. How about this late August weather? What a day out there across north central Washington. Lots of sunshine, little if any wind at all out there, and very comfortable temperatures as we look down the beautiful Columbia River in the Wenatchee Valley. Unofficial high today. Some people think that's about perfect. 79 degrees, 84 is now our normal high temperature, so still a little bit below normal. 52, it was a chilly one out there once again this morning. 59 is normal. Record high, 98, that was set back in 1970. Record low was 1992. Where the low temperature was 44 degrees. Sunrise 6:10 this morning, and the sun will set tonight at 7:56. Let's take a peek ahead now at your Hump Day Wednesday forecast, and temperatures will begin to rise a little bit as a high pressure ridge just for a day or so builds into the Pacific Northwest. We're talking 83 degrees for Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, over into the Wenatchee area, 82 in Kashmir, and 75 beautiful degrees if you're heading up tomorrow to Lake Wenatchee. It should be a nice one tomorrow with increasing clouds during the afternoon. Taking a look at what we can expect tonight and right through our next week or so. Partly cloudy skies and just calm out there tonight. It will be another beautiful night. With those clear skies, though, late, it will get a little bit chilly once again, and we are certainly going to see that later on tonight. As we get you into Wednesday, we talked about what a beautiful day it's going to be. Mostly sunny skies, increasing clouds late with high temperatures generally around our area in the low to mid 80s. For Thursday, that's when we will really see the increase in clouds and actually some showers here in western Washington. So not going to rule out some isolated showers. They could come over the Cascades and bring us a sprinkler or two on Thursday. Will be a little bit breezy with high temperatures once again around 80 degrees. For Friday, it'll be mostly sunny, still unseasonably cool. We'll be in a trough situation on Friday, so we're talking temperatures only in the middle 70s, but don't worry about it. It's going to warm up quickly on Saturday with sunshine. High temperatures then in the mid 80s as once again, high pressure down in the desert Southwest builds that ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest, and we will see temperatures on Sunday actually climb into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, and that's almost all of central and eastern Washington. As we get you into the last day of the forecast on Monday, a little bit breezy. High pressure here and low pressure over Montana, squeezing those pressure gradients together, and that means some wind for Monday. It'll still be mild, though, with high temperatures then in the mid-80s. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast. Going to be a little chilly once again tonight, 54 overnight. 83 tomorrow should be beautiful, 60 our low, 80 on Thursday. Here's our coolest day on Friday as the area of low pressure moves through. We'll see some cooler temperatures behind that, but not until we warm up by the weekend. 85 on Saturday with sunshine, almost 90 for Sunday, almost also some sunny skies. And as I just showed you, a little bit of a breeze on Monday with sunshine and a high temperature then of 87. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
You know, hang on. Before we start sports, I think we could all use just deep breath. I know everybody's all stressed out. The whole COVID, everything, mask, just breathe for a sec. Just, all right. Happy Tuesday. The Mariners staged a ninth inning rally for the second game in a row and knocked off the Oakland A's last night, 5-3. Seattle trailed 2-0 heading into the sixth when Mitch Haniger gave the offense a boost.
A hanger. Mashed out to left center, tied game. Number 29, Mitch Haniger, brings us right back where we started.
Marco Gonzalez would surrender his second home run of the night in the bottom of the sixth inning and would leave the game trailing 3-2. Seattle's bullpen would once again come through, however, as Eric Swanson threw up a 0 in the seventh and Anthony Machevas threw up another 0 in the eighth. That allowed some heroics in the ninth, beginning with Ty France.
Clubbed, How far is this carried? Back, and he has done it again! Back-to-back ninth-inning shots to tie it up. Who else would it be? Ty France! But the way that he is going, and knowing that he hit the home run yesterday, I'm surprised. Trevino, 3 fastballs in a row, and this one is right down the middle.
Abraham Toro would follow with a single. Jake Fraley would double to put runners at second and third. Jake Bowers stepped up following strikeouts by Jared Kelenic and Cal Raleigh to be the hero.
This finds left field. Mariners take the lead for the first time. Toro and Fraley score. Jake Bowers, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the ninth, puts the Mariners in front 5-3. And here he's finally able to stay on that changeup. That's probably off the plate, but he stays with it and hits it the other way. That is barreled up. Fraley with good speed, no chance to throw him out. What a clutch base hit.
Paul Sewald pitched a perfect 1-2-3 ninth for his 7th save, and the Mariners win it 5-3. Manager Scott Service says his team just never gives up.
Late inning come from behind wins we've had here throughout the year, but certainly on this trip, Ty France again. It's hard to hit home runs off closers, and he's making it look easy, but a heck of a comeback against a really good team over there. And not much to talk about offensively early in the game, and I thought Marco threw the ball really well tonight. He gave up kind of the scratch run in the first, the home run to Gomes. And he's kind of cruising along, and he made a mistake to Olsen, and you're thinking, oh boy, that might end up sinking us tonight. But nice job, guys out of the bullpen. Swanee throwing a 0 up there. Miz continues to roll, and then Sewald locks it down again. But Ty France, getting the big swing there, and then not quitting. Toro had a big night, 3 hits out of him. Fraley hit some balls pretty hard tonight, and finally got one over their head, and huge hit by Bowers. Trevino thought he was going to wiggle out of it, gets 2 big punch outs, went to the changeup, a lot of off-speed pitches, and he just went up to Bowers and got enough in a good spot and got the huge hit for us. So nice win, great way to start this series, and, it tightens up the wild card race even a little bit more.
Seattle improved to 5-2 on the road trip, and we're going for the sweep today. They had a good start to the game today. We'll get the wrap up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Now, Boston and Texas made up a rainout Monday. Rangers forced extra innings with a 2 spot in the 9th. Each team scored a run in the 10th, and then Boston won it in the 11th on Travis Shaw's walk-off grand slam home run. 8-4 the final. Houston's bullpen struggled again, allowing 5 late inning runs and a 7-1 loss to Kansas City. Boston's win combined with Oakland's loss to Seattle put the Red Sox in the lead for the final American League wildcard spot. A's are a game back while Seattle remains 3 games behind. Yankees have gone on a 10-game winning spree and have taken over the number 1 wildcard spot in the American League. Well, we are just 10 days away from fall football season beginning for the high schools around Washington. The Wenatchee Panthers, one of those teams working out in preparation for the upcoming season. Head coach Scott Devereaux says he's happy with what he sees so far.
It's looking good. I'm happy with where we are. We still have some guys competing for jobs, which is great. They're working really hard. Getting back to normal, having to camp. We got to really see our kids compete under some pressure. And so we knew at kind of end of the camp, some directions and some things we need to change a little bit, but it's been great, man.
Panthers struggled to a 1-4 record in the COVID-shortened season last spring after tying for the Big 9 title in 2019. Devereaux says one of the biggest improvements they've made is on the offensive line.
I really like this group of linemen. We moved some guys around. We moved Trey Jaglo's back to playing center.
Okay.
He's an all-league kid as a sophomore starter for us. Made us better right away. We've got Evan Burdan playing guard, just a super strong, he's built to play that position. Mm-hmm. He's a 220-pound district champion wrestler. Mm-hmm. Jesus Segovia is playing the other guard, and he started there last year for us, and he's a senior this year. Those 3 right there, lights out, way different from last year. And we have 2 good-sized junior tackles.
Good.
And so as far as comparing last year to this year, I think we are significantly ahead of where we were last year.
Wenatchee opens the season at home against Skyline and Mount Baker before traveling to Mountain View in Week 3. They'll end September with the first Big 9 game of the season, which happens to be the Bridge of Sportsmanship against Eastmont. We'll continue our tour of the area with high school football. I'll head up to Cashmere this week and talk with Brian Bremer. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And recapping tonight's top story, a Mattawa man now faces a first-degree murder charge in the shooting death last Thursday of his neighbor. 56-year-old Juan Manuel Silva Murillo is being held in the Grant County Jail on $5 million bail. Originally, he was arrested on suspicion of second-degree murder, but the sheriff's office said yesterday that after viewing surveillance footage, the charge was elevated. The footage allegedly shows Silva climbing a pasture fence onto the property of 54-year-old Antonio Quiterio Malagon, who was spraying weeds in the pasture. The sheriff's office said Silva is shown firing a gun at Malagon and then continuing to fire the gun at least 17 times as he stood over the man, reloading at as many as 3 times before walking away. The sheriff's office said the two men had an ongoing disagreement over property and cattle. Well, switching gears now, let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Join me for a Wednesday morning edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's been a long time since we had a chance to visit with Alex Haley from the Numerica Performing Arts Center. They're ramping up after having a long period of COVID-related closures. Hot August Nights is back this weekend. And, of course, Mamma Mia, the Apple Blossom musical, will be coming your way in September. We'll catch up with Alex on tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Plus, we'll have the latest weather forecast, news, sports, and everything you need to start your day. We are live and we are local. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley at 7 a.m. tomorrow right here from Studio 4. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.